How are you people doing? Today we are going to speak about King Bimbisar, who was one of the royal patrons of the Buddha, one of the greatest supporters of the Buddha, and he was a king of Magadha, and the kingdom of Magadha had Rajgir, that is Rajgaha, which is in Bihar, and King Bimbisar was supposed to be a very exemplary ruler who was very just, and he used to always support spiritual activities. It so happened that he met the Buddha before he had reached his enlightenment. He was just walking along the streets, the Buddha was walking, and there was an elegant carriage from the way in which he was carrying, and he was going on his arms round. King Bimbisar saw him and asked him, "Oh monk, from where are you?" And then the Buddha told him about his being a Sakya, that he was a prince before he became a monk, and he was totally not for sensual pleasures, and he wanted to attain the highest level of enlightenment. So then King Bimbisar told him that after you attain enlightenment, you should come back to Rajgir and give us a lot of spiritual blessings. Accordingly, the Buddha remembered King Bimbisar, and after attaining enlightenment, he came back to Rajgir and he met the king, and along with him there was also Kassapa. And there was a retinue of monks along with the Buddha. And King Bimbisar welcomed everybody, and he asked the Buddha that I want to donate a place for you to stay. So could you tell me what kind of place would be suitable? Then the Buddha told him that I need such a place which is not too far and which is not too near to the city. It has to be a place where it has to be quiet. Accordingly, King Bimbisar decided to donate Veluvan, which was also known as the Squirrel's Grove, to the Buddha so that he could have a monastery built. Accordingly, he had a monastery built there. And it is said that hearing the Dhamma from the Buddha, King Bimbisar attained Sotapatti Fusion, and he always used to go and visit the Buddha whenever he was at Veluvan. He led a very exemplary life as a king, and he had two wives. One was Kosala Devi, to whom King Ajatasattu was born, and the second was Queen Khema, who later on became the chief disciple of the Buddha. She renounced her life as a queen and became a nun. It so happened that King Bimbisar, throughout, whenever he was a king, he was very full of justice. But the son who was born to him, Ajatasattu, was born because of the earlier enmity in his earlier life. And Ajatasattu, when he was in the womb of Kosala Devi, she had that urge that she wanted to taste human blood. She told her husband that I have this strange urge of drinking blood. So the king immediately cut his palms and gave it to her for drinking. And then she was satisfied. Sages around who told the future told Bimbisar and his wife that the child which is in her womb would kill the king. Queen Kosala Devi asked told Bimbisar that I want to abort this child, but King Bimbisar would not allow her to do that. When the child was born, again there were many sages who told that this child would kill the king, but the king, out of compassion for his child, did not allow it, and the queen named the child Ajatasattu, which means unborn enemy. The third time, when the child had a boil on his body, the queen brought her before the king, and the king sucked the boil, and due to which the pus and the blood came into his mouth. But the king, out of lot of compassion for the child, did not utter even a single sentence that pus and blood of the child of the boil had gone inside. King Ajatasattu was he was not king. Ajatasattu was misled by many people, including Devdatta, who was a cousin of the Buddha, to usurp the kingdom of Bimbisara. When the king came to know that Ajatasattu wants to ascend the throne, he himself stepped down and allowed Ajatasattu to become the king. But Ajatasattu, being wicked in his mind, and many people had tried to poison him, he decided to put his father into jail without any food. Only his mother was allowed, Kosala Devi was allowed to visit Bimbisara. So she used to carry a lot of food for the king in her basket, which she used to carry it very secretly, and the king would have that. But Ajatasattu came to know about it. Then he forbade her to carry any parcels. So then she started putting food in her hair, and which she would give it to the king. The king sustained because of that. Again, Ajatasattu came to know about it, and he forbade his mother from carrying anything in the hair. Then she applied a lot of honey and molasses to her body, and the king would suck it when she would come to him. Ajatasattu came to know about this, and he forbade her to go near his father. And wicked being whatever he was, he asked the court barber to cut the father's legs, the feet, soles, and apply salt, and put his father's feet on coal. King Bimbisara thought that the barber has come to clean his beard and he is going to be secured, he is going to be released from prison. But when he saw that salt was applied, and he was a Sotapati, so he actually calmly witnessed, and when he was put on coals, and he was very old at that time, so he left his body, and he was immediately born in the Chatu Maharajika heavens. And on the same day that he died, King Ajatasattu's wife gave birth to a child, and he went to his mother and asked Kosala Devi whether my father also loved me. So then Queen Kosala Devi explained the whole thing, how it was foretold, and King Bimbisara still had a lot of compassion for him. Suddenly Ajatasattu realized the misery that he had put his father, and he ordered his soldiers to leave his father, but by then King Bimbisara had already left his body. Ajatasattu felt so bad that he became a patron of the Buddha, and he was the person who funded the whole first council after the Buddha's Mahaparinibbana. So this is how King Bimbisara was the greatest royal patron of the Buddha. May all beings be happy.